Hello. I almost had some technical difficulties right there. I went to hit the button to play the little theme music that I have, and I was hitting the wrong button. So I was putting on and removing my logo. I was like, why is it not starting? But it is Monday, December 21st, 2020. That means we have one more Monday? Is that right? Of this year? So the 28th. Yeah. Yeah, so one more Monday next week. It's been a decent day. Weather wasn't too bad. Sun was out during the day. Temperature right now is about actually probably high or low 50s. Low 50s is probably the range that I'm at. But I'm glad that everybody's here. I've already have 35 viewing, and I've got several on the side who have already left comments. I'll try to go through them as we go along. The Boo Rocks, he was here early. Or they were here early. Clark Clifford had checked in early. Thank you. Chris Greenaway, 47 minutes early, or 47 minutes and counting. Derek Pro checked in from Australia. Hope you're all well. Had a busy couple of weeks. Slowly winding down now. Good. Jade is coming along well. You're a legend. Thank you, Derek. Thank you. Jerry checking in from Middle Tennessee. Rick Stevenson checking in, I believe, from Florida. I believe I'm right with that. David and Cheryl. Yeah, actually, just Cheryl tonight checking in from Missouri. Shout out to you, Cheryl and David. Thank you for becoming part of the patron club. Appreciate that. Terry Keithley. Terry here, got the gift today in the mail. Thank you very much. Stay safe. See you. Well, glad you're here. Glad you're here, Terry. Roger checking in from next door. Sammy Lisa Smith. Hello, Barry. Hello, friends. Glad you're here. Christopher Gibson. Good evening, guys. Oh, boy. Let's see. That kind of zipped right by me. FE428. Good evening, Barry and friends. Glad you're here. The Infernal Craftsman. Afternoon, everyone. Grease Rookie. Andrew is here. I'm looking forward to Andrew, did you release your video? I did. If you did, I didn't get a notice, or I didn't notice it. But I know you were talking about releasing a specific video, and I thought it was supposed to be Monday. Maybe I'm wrong. You can enlighten us. But if so, I need to check it out. Gordon, good evening, Barry. Here's your new grill idea for Jade. Black mesh with the Joe Daddy's emblem in place of the corral. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I know somebody that can 3D print that for me. That's a good idea. Because I think that I've settled on a mesh grill. I'm assuming it's a mesh or like a honeycomb, and it's labeled on NPD, I think, as a Shelby grill. So it has nothing in it. It's just a mesh. That's probably what I'm going to go with. But that would be kind of neat to have maybe have a subdued Joe Daddy's logo in the middle there, so that it doesn't just pop out. It's just, you have to look at it, right? Or maybe a light silver kind of color or something. That's a good idea. 428 agrees with you. M.I.M. So. Phil checking in from the left coast. Glad you're here, Phil. Stang Boy 75. Hey, Barry. Hey, gang. Glad you're here. Bob Shoemaker. Winged Warrior checking in. William Davis. Butch. Glad you're here. Oh boy. M.I.M. So. Wow. An early Christmas present. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me see where we're at here. I got to go catch up on Dave Conville checking in. CSL RC. Good evening, gentlemen. You got this. What's a little symbol there? Looks like a little blue character in a box. 74 Infernal Craftsman, 74 degrees today. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to drop into I think overnight, the next couple nights, or maybe tomorrow night, Thursday night, or Wednesday night, like drop into the low 20s, here in Georgia. So, Bellman Zvekic. I'm guessing Bellman Zvekic. I'm familiar with names like that. I grew up with names like that. So Zvekic is my guess. You painting jade orange? No. Nope. It'll be Acapulco green. I'm sorry, Acapulco green. Gulfstream aqua. Acapulco green. Maybe that is a new name, new color I could come up with. Acapulco green, which is a mix between Gulfstream Aqua and the Acapulco blue, right? I can make my own specific color, and then everybody can pay money to use it, right? Darren Powell, morning, Barry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Darren. Crash Rider, greetings from Southern Indiana. Bad Harry checking in, Merry Christmas, and all the best in the new year. Yes, very much so. Again, I am so. Thank you, man. Harvey checking in from cold, damp New Jersey. Yeah, cold and damp are two words you don't want together. I know that. John McGuire, hello, Barry, and all San Jose, California. Cool. Christopher Gibson, hey, awesome gift, Barry. Thank you. Funny thing is, that's the exact same car I'm building, 66 Fastback, same year that my dad was born, and it's in tribute to him. Awesome. That's very cool. Derek, hi, Andrew, Grease Rookie. We've been following progress. Your pony's coming along well. Good work. Yes, I agree. Andrew is doing very well with his Iron 6 project. Grease Rookie, sure did. My video went live at 4 p.m. I like the idea of the mesh grill with the Joe Daddy logo. Yeah. Well, I'll have to check out your video, your update video. If you haven't already, everybody go check out after this. Not now. Go check it out after. Andrew's update video. I think it was supposed to be a time lapse. Brian Bergman, evening, everyone. Brandon Bayless. Bayless? I'm going to guess Bayless. Hey, Joe Daddy, any experience with the 5-star Extreme 5425 epoxy primer? No, I don't have any experience with that. Sorry. I've used PPG and I've used the Summit brand epoxy, and both have seemed to work pretty well. Oh, I know the PPG works fantastic, but Leilani Frelish, I guess. Hello from Australia. Nice. So that's at least 2 people from Australia today. Grease Rookie Dare Pro, yeah, I appreciate it. Dennis Paulson, hi, Barry. And on all snow here, Canadian rocks. Yeah, no snow. Bellman is pronounced Zvekish. So you were very, very close. Since in the USA the C is not used, most people are not aware of the ch sound at the end. Okay, well, that makes sense. Like I said, I grew up with a lot of people. Like, we had people in our little town named Zabronchik. That's a really neat name to have. It looks great on a football jersey. Zabronchik, great big letters. Let's see. James Self, hi. What do you think of car wraps? We've talked about this once before, or at least once before, and I'm not against the car wraps. You can pay a lot of money for a paint job, obviously. You can pay probably a good bit of money for the car wrap. And I'm not into I guess it depends on the car, but I'm not really into the crazy overly done graphic stuff. Now, if it depends on what it is, some cars, like as an example, a Dodge Charger, those seem to be very popular to get graphics put on the side. And some people put in they might put a superhero on there or something like Iron Man or Wolverine or something. I get it. I don't have any problem with that. But the car wrap thing is kind of cool because as long as the paint is in good shape and everything, you can take it off. I mean, you can take it back off, and then you end up with the paint that's underneath, and you're good to go. And so it's an alternative that could be looked at. I haven't considered it for something like my Mustang or anything like that, but you have to make sure the car has good paint. Because if it doesn't, it'll work its way loose and cause problems. So, good question. Warden Witten, hi, Barry, 73 here in Phoenix. Yeah, that sounds really nice. It does. DP, evening all. Glad you're here. David and Cheryl, everyone, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yes. Thank you for that. Darren Powell, shouting out from Robertson, South Australia. So that's 3 people from Australia, I believe. Pretty cool. Larry Mustang 68. Hey, Barry, I want to try welding for the first time. Any tips for a rookie? Yeah. Practice. But I would recommend you don't go out and buy the most expensive welder. Get you a nice little MIG. I prefer gas. You could use flux core if you want. I prefer gas. It's just a cleaner process, in my opinion. Some people like flux core. I'm just not a fan of it. I've used it, but I'm not a fan of it for doing like sheet metal work and stuff. So, you can pick up a basic MIG welder from Harbor Freight, the titanium or the, what's the other one? There's two of them. I wouldn't go with the cheapest, just Chicago or Central, whatever they are, Chicago, whatever the name is. I wouldn't go with that. But, you have to invest in that, a gas bottle, of course, welding, get a good helmet, welding gloves and accessories and that sort of thing. And then just practice. Start drilling holes in things and trying to fill them in, overlapping metal and experimenting with different heat settings. I tried to show different welding techniques that I use. Some of my videos are probably better than others in that respect, but there's information out there. There's a I'm trying to think of my buddy's channel. Welding tips and tricks. He's a guy that I worked with at Delta. He was the welding instructor, and now he makes nothing but YouTube videos on how to weld. So welding tips and tricks. His name is Jody. Yeah, give him a look. He might help you out. I know he does a lot of TIG stuff, but he might have stuff on the MIG as well. Abraham Lincoln, nice to have you here, sir. March Indy, thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I really do. Infidel, I think car apps need a good foundation to stick and look proper. Yeah, I agree. I mean, and of course, you can tell a difference between one that's like professionally done and one that's just somebody tried to do it and didn't work out real well. But yeah, it's got to have a good foundation. Marshall got the bottom and engine compartment all painted this weekend. Got lizard skin on the way, Barry. I'll let you know how it goes. Cool. Please do. Please do. I've seen people using different products like that, but yeah, let me have an update on that. Gordon, hopefully we can put Barry in a higher tax bracket tonight. That would be nice. And we're going to talk about that a little bit here in just a second. Dave Britton checking in. Glad you're here. Infidel, Eastwood has a decent price MIG welder. That's what I started with. Watch videos and you will get it. Yes. I give credit to Andrew. He's been welding with a welder that let's say it would be it's very difficult to use that welder to learn on. I actually used his welder when I was at his place. And I think Andrew, you'd be a much better welder if you had a traditional style MIG welder. I think you would do much better, but you are making progress with what you have. And that counts too. Sometimes you have to just go with what you have, learn and go and keep, improving. But kudos to you for keeping that welder and using it. DP, I wrapped my 66 convertible myself for $500. Came out better than I expected. Like you said, needs a good paint under it. I did it because I wanted a quick change from the fuchsia. Someone painted it. That makes me think. This is kind of off a little bit, but years ago when the Atlanta Falcons here in Atlanta built their new stadium, they made it a point. The locker room color. I remember them talking about this because colors are so important, even on a car, in life, in our environment, whatever. Colors mean something to us. And so the opposing team's locker room, the colors they chose for that were periwinkle and salmon. Periwinkle and salmon. Those are the colors. And the reason they did that is because those are like downer colors. Those are just like, ugh. So it was a psychological thing they were trying to do for the opposing team. It didn't really work though. Falcons, haven't really done very well. But anyway, just thought that was an interesting observation, how we look at colors and how they affect us in different ways. Ronald Bell checking in from Northeast Tennessee. Glad you're here. Boondocker, hey Barry, for some reason my computer never seems to be able to maybe open up on Mondays. But I want to say hello and wish you and your whole family a Merry Christmas. God bless you all. Thank you. Thanks for the gift. You are welcome. And I'm glad you're here. Dave, there's so many MIG welders at different prices, it's hard to figure out which one to get. That is true. I can't argue with that. DP, I'll send you before and after. Cool. In my country, it is 1 a.m. Well, what country is that? You have to let us know what that country is. Boondocker, you give us all year. Oh, thanks for the gift you give us all year. Okay. Thank you for that. Grease Rookie, I agree, Barry. Plan on upgrading welders sooner rather than later. I would do the same. Nick, on break. Check in for a minute. Then I have to go put a skimmer back together. Hi, guys. Glad you're here, Nick. Richard, I want to say Burn. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thanks for all the great videos and help. You are welcome. Why do I have a gnat in here? How would I have a gnat in the middle of December? So again, so shout out. Thank you. Okay. That is something I kind of wanted to talk. The last 2 live streams we talked about it, revenue and money and different things. And all that is, everything is, working its way. I've had several. In fact, I went from, I think I had 22 people on Patreon, and I think I'm at 30 or 31 now. So thanks to all of you who have joined the Patreon thing. That number has gone up. I think I was, I think it was like 180, I think, for the, prior, and now it's three something. I want to say 325, 330, somewhere in that range. So that's fantastic. Again, as I've said before, if I had 10% of my subscribers on there, I wouldn't have to worry about things. But anyway, it's all getting better, and I appreciate everybody helping out and being involved and participating in whatever way. Let's see. Harry sent me oh, okay. So Harry sent me a picture of his dash cluster. I'll have to look at that in a minute. And if you want to be on the live stream, send me an email. Bottom of the screen, underneath Nick there. Let me pull Nick off a second. If you want to be on the live stream, send me an email. I'll send you a link, and we'll go from there. Okay. Come on down here. Richard. Okay, yeah. Infernal Craftsman. You'll spend more on argon in a short time than what you will on a welder. Well, maybe. Depends on what your feed is. It usually takes me a while to go through my, I don't know what the size is, the 3.5 foot argon bottle. It takes me a while to get through that, honestly. But of course, the more welding you do, the more you will go through it. So yes. Jason, Shelby, Cole, and Jason checking in. Glad you're here. Cooter, hello from my front yard, watching the convergence of Jupiter and Saturn. Yeah, my wife and I were out prior to this, checking that out as well. Clark says Hobart 210 MVP. I'll take your word for it, but that sounds very reasonable in that respect. Derek, I second that. Richard, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope 2020 is all positive news. Yes. Boondocker, can't keep up. Good night early, my friend. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Glad you were here, though. I really am. Dave Britton, how much does that bottle of argon cost, Barry? It is, it's like $30 to fill it up. That's it. It's like $30. Now you got to buy the bottle, obviously, but it's like, it might not even be 30. It might be like $28, $27 to get it filled up. And, I do a lot of welding. I might go through that. I might go through 2 bottles a year, maybe 3, depending. Yeah, that's all it is. Infernal Craftsman here in Texas, it's $75 a fill. Whoa. Yeah, that would be, okay, let me do this. That's a great picture there, Harry. I'll pull that up. But yeah, $75. Wow. Yeah, I can go right down I mean, my gas supply place is halfway to Summit if I wanted to go that route, but I don't. I just go straight to my welding supply and fill it up, and I'm good to go. Derek Pro, just use Nitrous Pro. It's faster. Yeah. 66 Mustang refill here in Canada is $64. Bottle was $110. Oh, Wally. Yeah, okay. See, now that I see your picture, I can tell it's you, Wally. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know what the bottle actually costs. I have no idea. I bought that bottle so long ago, and I get an updated one every time I return it. Let's see. Face, can you shout out Nick Gurr? He's a real car nerd. Well, I just did. So Nick Gurr. No. We're gonna put you away. Thank you. Yeah. No more. Yep. Here we go. I'm getting some clowns showing up. So I'll have to fix that. Block him. Yep. All right. Let me see where we're at. Pronounce. Oh, it's not. It's Warowski. Checking in from Long Beach, California. Warowski. Huh. I would not have pronounced it that way. I know I tried before. I like Hiroski better. It's kind of, but Warowski. We'll go with that. Glad you're here. Rick Stevenson, the Argon always seems to go empty in the middle of a project. Yeah. That's I've had that issue before. Bad Harry, $79 to fill a bottle here. Well, that's yeah. I think I'm gonna have to send some people away here in a minute. Wayne Warrior, I have very sore fingers, headliners in, but not yet glued. Use lots of windlace pieces to work into place. Cool. Good. Infernal Craftsman, sorry, was slow. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I've got a couple other ones that are. Let me get rid of this guy. Bye. Okay, that's much better. Bellman, have you always been a Mustang guy? I've been a car guy. I mean, Mustangs are in my spectrum, but I've told people many times that I grew up in a junkyard, so I had cars all around me from the time I was, a kid, from the time I was born, really. And my affection for cars leans towards the cars in general, from being at the junkyard, but also my dad had a 69 Mach 1. So I've always been connected to, that Mustang. So I've always had a place in my heart for Mustangs, but I'm a car guy. I mean, I appreciate just about anything made, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, except for an AMC Matador. Not real proud of that, just because I had one. Anyway, it's all right, Dave. We got it. Wayne Warrior, I use C25, not Argon. Either is $30 a bottle here. Yeah. I mean, it's an Argon CO2 mix is what I use, but it's still, like I said, 27, 28 bucks, somewhere on there. Infidel, I worked at a dealer for years, so I asked the body shop guys where the U.S. gas. They said C25, so that's what I use. I have a 125 cubic foot tank, and it's 25 bucks to fill. Cool, good information there. I have not used C25, so I can't comment on that. But here's something I did want to bring up that is car related, as we are trying to do. I was looking through. I stumbled upon some videotapes that, as a young married dad in the early 90s, the big thing, pull out your video camera and film stuff, right? So as Christmas is approaching, we tend to, every year we would film, our kids opening up presents and different things like that. And say announce the year, Christmas, Merry Christmas 1996 or whatever. So I was looking for some of those tapes. I just stumbled upon these tapes a couple days ago, and I found some footage from when I was racing with Roger. We had the race car. So I have footage from racing. I have footage from my brother racing back in Pennsylvania. And I have footage from really the first car that was done here. Done not in here, but done in my house garage. And at the time, that was my buddy that I worked with, and we were business partners in the body shop. And so we painted his 72 Monte Carlo over here. Actually, he did. Him and his dad painted it here. So I was really kind of a trip down memory lane when I started digging out these tapes from 92, 93, 94. And I have other things from like Wings and Wheels. I have different races and just different things that I've filmed. And I found some footage of my 47 Studebaker truck that I regret selling because I started building a 47 Studebaker. I had it on a 73 Chevy chassis, had an engine in it, transmission. I could drive it around, and I ended up selling it. I pulled the engine out of it and sold it, and I still regret doing that. But I found there's a shot of it in one of my videos. So anyway, what I was thinking of doing was putting in some, I don't know what the term would be, like throwback videos, and I probably, I might put them on this channel. I haven't decided yet, but I might put some of the racing videos and stuff like that on. But anyway, I was just going to make it a, throwback to that time period, which would have been, early 90s. Thought that might be kind of cool. And, if anybody has any thoughts on that, by all means, let me know. But I did post a segment, the Monte Carlo that we painted. I posted it on another channel that I have. It's just more of like a kind of like more personal stuff that I have. But anyway, I posted it on there. But I just thought it'd be kind of neat to see some of that stuff. Let me see if I can pull that off. And I need to pick up this download while we're talking. So anyway, just a thought. Just thought it'd be something cool. And in fact, the one video, I have a real long segment of the old junkyard. I didn't even know I filmed it. I walked around and I filmed a bunch of cars up in my dad's junkyard, bunch of Studebakers, my brother's Studebaker with a supercharger on it, just a whole bunch of just kind of random stuff. But anyway, just kind of cool for me to see that stuff, because a lot of it I don't remember even filming. At that time I would just pick up a camera and film stuff, and that's kind of what it's come down to. Okay. Yeah, in front of Craftsman we have Praxair here, which is pricey. I may buy a thoroughbred bottle, which you just exchange like a propane tank. Yep, that's what I do. I exchange my bottle every time. But you're talking about a different thing, I think. Renegade's Garage, glad you're here. Barry Seifert, yeah. 25 CO2, 70% argon. Yep, that's what I use. Winged Warrior, here's a good one. Stopped at a local auto parts store yesterday and asked him to look up some parts for a 68 Mustang. After a long pause, he asked what manufacturer made the Mustang. Really? That would be painful. Grease Rookie, yeah, it's pretty pricey. At the Infernal Craftsman, I pay about $40 to refill my tank. Yep. All right, I'm going to skip over some of those. Let me see, guys. Okay, Chris Greenaway. Hey, guys. Now late. Yep, you're here. That's all right. Chad Champlin, good evening. Glad you're here. Paul, just got some silicone bronze MIG wire, and tried it last week. Very interesting. For your information, you have to use 100% argon with it. Otherwise, I weld with 75 to 75 CO2 argon mix. That's interesting. Okay, Round Gauge Garage likes the idea of some old videos. Yeah, Winged Warrior straight argon for TIG. Yeah, and that's what I have on my little TIG welder, straight argon. Warowski, upload your old videos. I'll probably do something. I mean, I've got to get them. Here's the challenge, though. I've got to get those videos. First of all, they're on VHS-C tapes, right? So I have to put them in the adapter. And years ago, I bought a VHS to DVD recorder. So I have to figure out which, because my daughter went through all these tapes and they're all mixed up and all over the place. I probably have 25 or 30 VHS-C tapes, and most of them are kid stuff, honestly, but VHS-C tapes that I need to transfer to DVD, and then I go from the DVD onto the computer, and then I edit them, and then I can upload them. So there's multiple steps involved. And then the other one that I have is what's the other one? The whatever came after VHS-C. So the smaller, little digital tapes. I've got a bunch of those that I need to go through, and they don't adapt into my VCR, so I have to put them in a camcorder, play them to the recorder thing, transfer from the camcorder to the DVD, burn it, and whole bunch of stuff. All right. Michael Barry, hey Barry, on Jade, did you video installing the fender splash guards? Not yet. I haven't put them in yet. I've been working on, in fact, the next video that should be out tomorrow, is the final fender work where the headlight bucket meets the fender. Because if you remember, that fender was pushed in on that edge, and you can only dolly it out so much. And the headlight bucket stuck out past the fender a little bit. So I worked that in the top, and I just finished that up this morning. So hopefully I can get all that edited tomorrow morning and get it out tomorrow evening. But that's the next one. I still have a little bit of that. There you go, a little bit. I have some of that to do on the left fender as well. And then also I need to address whether I'm going to do the valance. So the splash guards are more, towards the final element of the project or stage, whatever. But I was looking at, and I'll just show you just because. I was experimenting with the valance panel because, I was talking about leaning this back. And so I've got some just rough tape lines to where I would keep the curve here and cut it. And then I have to address it, if I just want to lean this straight back. I haven't decided yet, because this centerpiece, this is actually at an angle coming in from both sides. It's kind of like a little peak down here. So if you cut on that line, you end up with a peak and then hollow spaces behind on either side where it gets fatter to cut. But that's kind of what I'm experimenting with as well. That, I need to relocate a hole on the passenger side mount tab. But good question. Bad Harry, I'd like to see those. Yeah, and it's all, old racing stuff is dirt track. The 65 Chevelle that we painted up and ran, and got some footage of it. Also, there's a demolition derby in there. I think 2 demolition derbies, but none of them are really that good. Chris, did you see that 69 Mercury Cougar 428 convertible from James Bond? No, I did not see that. Wow. I did see one of those at my local cruise in, though. Seriously. It was a 428 4-speed convertible, one of 7 built. Saw one of those at the cruise in. It's on my Facebook page under Cruises 2020, I think, is the album. Samuel Lisa Smith, Throwback Thursday on Joe Daddy's Workshop. Yeah, that could be. Because I want to keep it focused. It's car related, but I know people are going to want to see. They're going to want to see, repair work stuff here. not get off on a tangent. So I may do that. Maybe I'll just put it on Joe Day's workshop and make it part of that process. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Dave, yes, we need to see this stuff, especially the racing and junkyard footage. Yep. I'll see what I can put together. Man, I don't think I ever paid attention to what I pay for gas. I'm always buying other supplies at the same time. They kind of like me at the wedding supply store. I can't help myself. Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure you go through it. Terry Baptist, hello from Pinellas Park, Florida. Glad you're here. Seamus Johnson, hello again from Canada. Grease Rookie, I would love to see that footage. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to weed out, because I'm not going to post up videos of like my kids and stuff. That'll go on another location to where they can see it. But I'll try to come up with all kinds of car related stuff and maybe put it on the workshop channel. Yeah, silicon bronze. I put that on everything. Yeah. Hello, y'all from Georgia. Glad you're here. 63 Impala. Okay. Getting messages on my phone. I asked for wiper blades. They asked me what size was my motor. Yeah. We have Tone Tool 78 Alvarez. What's up? Good to see you again, my friend. Well, I'm glad you're here. Clark Clifford, Home Movie Night. Look up top 10 forgotten car chase movies when you get time. I've actually seen that video. I've seen several videos where it's just random car chase weird stuff. Derek, when you tell your kids about beta and VHS videos, they go, what? They still can't believe we had dial-up phones. Yes. Well, my in-laws, they had, Super 8 millimeter reel-to-reel stuff. We have Slecky saying hello. Winged Warrior, hey Barry, I have a question. Been struggling with putting the steering column back together on the Winged Warrior. Any tips? The wires are a very tight fit. No. No. I don't have any tips for you. You probably have as much appreciation for tape and coat hangers and everything else that, we all do, the dig and connect and pull and stuff like that. So I don't have anything that's going to make it really easy. Robert, I am thinking of doing my valance like that pic I sent a while back, maybe making a funnel sweep to the inside to match up to the radiator. Still a bit off from that though. Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to do, is get it lean back so it just allows more air to come up. And maybe because of that cutout, my mind, I'm thinking about putting some small, high intensity lights down there. And they could sit back. They don't have to be sticking out. They can be behind the valance and just be little small intensity lights, just as something different. I can hit a button and light up the road in front of the car. Thought that might look kind of cool. Dave, here in Ontario, you have to have front license plate mounted as well as the rear. Yeah. Here in Georgia, you just have to have, 4 wheels and an engine. They don't really I don't even know. There's no inspection. So Cooter Lev, have you ever done a video on how to do touch-up paint? I need to deal with a couple of chips door dings. I have not. Sorry. I have not. Paul, hey Barry, glad you're here. Kevin Tressel, hey, hello Barry. I'm getting ready to install my AOD transmission cooler lines. Do you recommend hard lines or just automatic transmission fluid safe hoses? Thanks and always. Ideally you want to have, if you can, you want to have hard lines. Just the way I look at it. If you can, if it's not an option, transmission fluid lines are okay. But ideally, if you could use hard lines, stick with that, because you can. They look usually with the rubber line. You got to figure out a way to keep them supported all the way around. They can rub on stuff and chafe and become complicated. With the hard line, it's easy to create a tab or something that you can mount it to the oil pan or something like that. Keep it up and out of the way. So let's see. Joseph, on my Mustang, I know there are a lot of adjustments, but my Dynacorn is acting like it's not all the way up to the windshield. Do you ever see the problem on the repo fender? Not great to the windshield edge. I had that issue with the Brooklyn Pony. I think it's exactly what I had the problem with. The fender, the where it come up to on the cowl and even up to the windshield base on the passenger side fender. I did a video on it. I ended up drilling out the welds because they spot welded it like too tight, and I drilled out the welds and got it where I wanted it and tacked it back together. So may look at that video. That might help you out, but I have had an issue with that. Bad Harry, nice to see pictures from all the subscribers' builds. Yep, it would be. Let me see what I've got here. Okay. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm getting multiple emails, but I want to put this video or put this picture up because it's pretty cool. Bad Harry sent me this. That's a pretty cool picture. Got that's your new Christmas card, right? That's pretty cool. Yep. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't think my wife would go for it, but that's pretty cool. So thanks for sharing that. I like it. All right. Let me get back to the comments over here. Robert, I watch others' home videos because they are old films of places I used to go to. Good for reminiscing. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And, you know, it's like I was watching some of this footage that I had, and I didn't realize I had footage of my Studebaker. I have footage of my 1966 Boland's riding mower that I rebuilt. I didn't know I had that. And it's hard to say what else is out there. You know, I haven't seen what else I have on the tapes yet. Okay, so Chris emailed me. Oh wow, yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, so this was the car that you were talking about from the movie. Gotcha. All right. I remember that now. So I didn't know that car was I guess I didn't pay attention to that being the car from the movie. So let me pop that up real quick and we'll show that car. So that was you said 428 Cougar, and it sold for what, $450,000 or $80,000? Wow. Now is it because it's? I wonder if maybe it's because it's a James Bond movie car, and that may be part of it. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now let me look here for a second. I've got somebody has sent me a request. So let me okay. So let me send a request back to David. So he has an invite. So if he wants to get on the stream, he can, and we'll talk about some things. Okay, so okay. I'm trying to keep up. I don't want to lose anybody. Keep everybody in the loop here. So we have Ryan checking in. Glad you're here. There you go, Robert. You have to trim and bend the underside of the fender. The repro isn't clearance where like the factory one. Yes. Oh, sorry. Sold for $680,000 for a Cougar. $680,000. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. That doesn't make any sense. Car Guy Troy checking in. Love the hood panel alignment video. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's see. Wayne Warrior. Aircraft landing lights in the front valance cutout. Yeah. That would be cool. David Shore, how much of a cut does YouTube take? On the super chats, YouTube takes, if I understand correctly, 30% off of the super chat that we get here on the live streams? That's a good question, though. They get 30%. They do that with either super stickers or super chats or anything like that. The other thing, and this is what's painful with YouTube, I've talked about it. The money that I make, the actual money I make from my videos, YouTube basically takes half. But it's their stuff, right? It's their feed. They're providing all the, whatever. But they basically take half of whatever I would be making. So that's what hurts. But yeah, they take 30% of any kind of super chat or anything like that. Good question. Jorge, are your doors and fenders already aligned? I have trouble aligning my doors on my 69 Mustang. I did a video on that recently on Jade. I mounted the passenger side fender or door and did all of my adjustments, and then talked about how doing what and turning and twisting and different things. So yeah, I've got these doors on and lined up, but I did a video on that, so that might help you out. I think I'd actually done 2 or 3 videos. I also did one on the 65 light blue Mustang, I believe. And that one may be even a better video. But that was several years ago as well. Terry just changed my upper radiator, my upper and lower radiator hoses on my 96 F-150. Probably a good call. Better safe than sorry on that. Chris Greenaway can pick up one for 15. You're talking about the convertible or the Cougar? Yeah. Randy Gentile, use a small amount of goop hand cleaner on the wires to help fish through the steering column. So there you go. Winged Warrior. Put some goop on there. Mark, hey Barry, any updates on the Brooklyn Pony coming up? Not at this time. Not at this time. Focuses on Jade at this time. There'll be more. I'm assuming there'll be more later on Brooklyn Pony, but at this point, that's where I'm at. Piet, hey Barry, Merry Christmas to you all from Maryland. Well, thank you for that. Glad you are here. Derek Pro saying very nice bad hair. Yes. Well, there's another thing. You can use braided soft lines for those transmission lines, or for short runs though. Yeah, that's another option. Let's see. Piet, I always go off subject. Capitalism, yes, that's unfortunately that's what happens. You offer service or product, somebody wants part of it. So, Bad Harris, what is your preferred method for us to send? Well, honestly, becoming a patron is probably the better option, because then it comes out monthly from if you become a monthly patron, it comes out monthly. And then I think Patreon, they take a percentage, but it's not nearly as much as what YouTube does. And I'm thinking it's probably less than, somebody could probably look it up. I don't know, but it's probably less than 10%. I think. I know it's not nearly as bad as YouTube. I see you, Dave. I see you. I'm trying to get caught up on comments. So, stressed out. Hey Barry, just tuned in. Glad you're here. Mach 1 can use silicone spray. Yes, on that steering column. Chris Greenaway, I'm considering how affordable the eliminators are now. Would hate for a rock chip on it. Yeah. Warren Witten, are you going to be on Thursday? I don't think so. There's something going on that day. I think it's that day, right? Maybe it is. It's Thursday the 24th. Thursday the 24th. Maybe I will. Yeah, why not? I'm sure I'll probably squeeze it in. But I'll make it a YouTube, scheduled event if I do it. So, but I could probably still pull that off. Because today's the 21st. Yeah, Friday would be the 25th. Yeah. Crash Rider, YouTube still working in a shop. Shop's usually 60-40 or 50-50. Yeah. Yep. Nick, back to work. Happy holidays, everyone. Berry fruitcake is in the mail. Cough, paint my car. Sammy Lee Smith, is there tax on top of all that? Yep. Everything I make gets paid by 1099. So, as I've said before, normally, in a month, back in March, I was at, this channel was like at $2,200, somewhere in that range. Again, that's before taxes. So $2,200. And then April came and it went to $1,200. And then it was like 13, 14, 15. And it's just now back up around 2,100, I think, is 2150, somewhere in that range, maybe 22. So, yeah, all that is before taxes. Everything, whether it's this or whatever, I get hit with 1099s. Same way with Amazon, 1099, gonna get hit. So yeah, that's just no fun. Oh, okay. So Pete, not Piet, sir. You write Pete in Holland, but say Pete, Piet. Well, now I know. It seems like it should be Piet though. Sounds more official if you say Piet, but we'll say Pete. Terry, how about a video on how to bleed the air out of a cooling system? That's not a bad idea. I think I've done that on more conventional cars, but that's not a bad idea. Rick Stevenson, best option for sending money, cash, and envelope. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah. The other option is, as Bob says, PayPal. And PayPal doesn't get involved. What they do is if you send PayPal for a product or service, then they take a cut out of that. But if you PayPal as like sending to a friend, they don't charge you anything. So that's another option. I've had several people donate on PayPal, which is pretty cool. Okay, I'm almost caught up, Dave. So Mach 1 saw a new Bronco today. What are your thoughts from a Ford guy to another? I think the new Bronco is cool. I really do. I mean, if somebody wants to buy me one, I'll drive it, but there's no way I'll be able to get one. Paul, eliminators have been steadily climbing in value even the small block cars. Cool. Yeah, Chris is saying drivers go for 38 to 42. Yep. David Cheryl hit me with a super sticker. Cool. Thank you for that, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you much. Let's see. Bad Harry's, I don't use anything with silicone if you plan on painting. Silicone causes fish eyes in paint. That is a good observation. Very good observation. Mach 1, you need a theatrical agent. All these streaming and cable channels need content. I would love to put something together to be on a TV show. I would. But I've had one offer. Well, not really an offer. I had one interview for a TV show, and that apparently wasn't what I wasn't the person they wanted. But Paul, COT will allow deeper penetration than argon mix, not necessary for sheet metal. Just saying. Oh, thank you for that. Would PayPal be tax-free? As far as I know, I've never had to pay anything on PayPal for taxes. They, they take their cut, but I don't think I've ever had any issue with PayPal. I don't think so, but I don't know. Mach 1, assuming you're talking about the two-door. Yes, I do like the two-door Bronco. Okay. Let me get Dave on here. Now, Dave, if I read correctly, I'm assuming you have a 65 Mustang GT. So let me pull Dave up and we'll get him involved with the live stream. Here you go. There you are, Dave. You're
okay.
Here.
How are you? Okay, how about yourself?
I think I'm doing okay.
That's good. Yes, I do have the 65 GT, and now I'm working on a 66 Fastback.
Okay.
It's a winter project. I just took the floors out, and I'm thinking about installing the torque boxes. Never did that before.
Okay.
Some insight.
I have videos on it. I
Oh,
have
okay.
several videos. I have
Excellent.
videos on putting the torque boxes, the front torque boxes. I'm assuming you're referring
Yes.
to. I have videos putting it into a 68, the car that's sitting behind me. Same
Okay.
process though, and also put it into the 66 convertible that I built, which is slightly different because it has an inner rocker panel, so it changes the shape slightly. Process is pretty much the same.
Same.
The
Okay.
one for this car, the 68, is probably more in line with what you're doing.
Okay.
And they usually come, you can order them in one or two pieces. Now they will sell them as assembled pieces, right? The
Yes.
problem with that is they won't go in.
Okay.
So ones that I bought in the past that were assembled, I drilled the welds out and put them in upper half first and then come back in with the lower half. The advantage there is not only can you weld it in properly, but you can also treat the metal. Because if you try to do it as a one
Makes
piece,
sense.
it's more complicated. Also,
Okay.
usually your floor pan in that area is going to rust out as well, where they overlap because they just were bare metal. So, but I know I have at least two videos on torque boxes. So,
Okay.
if you
How
looked at,
far?
I mean,
Go ahead.
if you just put into my videos and typed in torque box, you're probably going to be led to a couple of different videos.
Okay. How far up does the floor pan extension go to on the firewall? Does it get up to the steering wheel, past the
It's
brake cable?
just below the opening for the steering, where the steering column comes through. So
Okay.
I'm guessing probably 3-4 inches, maybe below that. So maybe three, somewhere in that range.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's and they're well worth putting in. It helps,
Okay.
stiffen everything up. So
That's great. All right. I appreciate it.
okay.
Merry Christmas to you and the family, and we'll be joining up.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Check out those
Thank you.
videos. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to help out.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Have a
See
good
you.
night.
You too.
Take care.
All right. It was nice to help Dave out with that. Let's see. Chris Greenaway says best Ford Torino. That's a tough question. I like the early ones. Just me. They look smaller and faster, but that's just me. Terry, how's the weather where you're at? It's clear. Temperatures have been, got up in the low 50s today, so it was decent. We did manage to get out. My wife and I went and voted. That's enough of that, but we did go vote. Weather was good for that. Bad Harry's worked in paint plant for GM. Anything with silicone in it was not allowed. Yes, that's another big thing we had at the body shop. If somebody was trying to take bolts loose or break something loose that was rusted, you get on that side of the shop. Don't get near the paint booth. Don't get near the bodywork cars. That sort of thing. Yeah, because silicone is really bad. Samuel Lee says it's hard for a man to make a living. We pull through. Let's see, it's hard for a man to make a living. We pull through every time because they need all of us. Yes. Yes. Bad Harry's saying thanks, Derek Pro. Yes. Mach 1, come up with a hook and try again for a show. I've actually had some ideas for shows, and I talked about it before. One of my ideas was I want to do a show, I wanted to have a premise called Hot Rods for Heroes. And the idea was that if you, are service members who got deployed and maybe they left behind a project, and they're out serving our country. My idea was to have not just me or certain individuals get involved, but I wanted to get local shops involved and build that car for them while they were deployed. We actually did that with one car, 66 Charger Fastback. And there's a video of that on this channel, but that was the premise, But at the time, Well, I couldn't get anybody on board. I couldn't get anybody to help really be in, I had the local Mopar club, North Georgia Mopar Club, got involved with the Charger, and they really got into it, and they rebuilt that car, and it was fantastic. But the that was one idea that I had, and the other one was kind of like, you see these guys that do they're helping people with projects, but like one place they said, let's sell off all of your projects and just build one car, take the money from that to build this car. That was, I forget what that show was. But that was another idea that I had, was like, hey, let's just go talk to people about their projects, but that's kind of been done. So I don't know what else would work, but that's where I was at. The show that I interviewed for was basically like a what's it worth type of thing. And I saw the show. The guy they got in there was just dry. It's almost like he didn't even know what he was talking about. They were looking at cars and stuff like that, and he's like, oh, I see it's blue. That's nice. What? And it just kind of didn't have any spark to it. And I think I was like, man, if you had me on a show, I would have been all over that stuff and really letting people talk about the car and what you did and how you did it and all these sort of things. But yeah, so anyway, Bad Harry's, Dave, used 2-piece from Donnie Corn. Mine fit great. So there you go. Endorsement from Bad Harry. And that's probably a good endorsement. Best diesel spark plug? I don't have a clue. Anybody have any advice on a best diesel spark plug? Terry, will Ford bring back the snowplow option for the new Bronco? I don't think so. Raleigh, Harvey, Dave, you can go through torque box gussets. You can do the torque box gussets at the same time for a little additional strength. That's true. That is very true. I replaced those as well. Terry, will Ford bring back? Okay, wait a minute. Paul, Adele clamps, cushion clamps, and nut certs ensure metal line installation. Overkill for sure. Looks great. Adele clamps. I'll have to look into that. Oh, you're talking about like aircraft clamps? Like the double band rubber clamp with a rubber in the center? Is that what you're talking about? The Adele? I guess those are Adele clamps. I have a bag full of those things. Roger, Terry, a friend in South Georgia just bought a new F-250 that was ordered with the snowplow accessory package for some reason. Okay. Goodmunder, Dave, if you get the 2-piece Dynacorn torque boxes, the gussets are included. So there's some information for you, Dave. Keep that in mind. Chris, would you rather have one high-quality build or a collection of classic cars but all stock? I have a buddy with a Board 416 Duster, or my neighbor has a garage full of 5, but they are mostly stock. I'd rather have more than less. Because of my history with my dad's junkyard and rotating cars all the time, I never got really like tied into one. The vehicle I've been connected to the longest is my grandfather's 31 Model A, but I would rather have 5 different cars, which is where I'm at right now, really. Yeah, at least 5, rather than just one really nice car, because it's you might I'd probably get tired of it. And honestly, this is probably going to sound really dumb. I get tired of cars just because. My greatest satisfaction is building cars, but I also have a hard time getting rid of stuff. I love to build stuff. I love to rebuild stuff, bring it back to life. And probably if I was smart, I would build cars and sell them if I was smart. And that's probably, I may have to come to that. That may become my thing, but yeah, I love building stuff. Willie Goodman, late to the party. Glad you're here. Mach 1. Well, your fans send some hook ideas. I'd say something would pop. Yeah, it's possible. The Diecast Man, Diecast Man, just stopping in to say hi. Cool. Chris, diesels have glow plugs, not spark plugs. That is true. That is true. That's why I don't work on diesels. Yeah, I'll have to take a better look at that picture in a minute, Harry. I've gotten several other pics. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. I've got a couple more cars I'm going to download. Let me get back here a second. And those are sent from Marshall. Let me go back here. Okay. Let me get these. Get a couple of these from Derek. Pretty nice car. And let me go back here a second because Dave has sent me some pictures. Oh wow. Okay. Those are cool retro pictures. All right. Let me get back over here to the stream. Okay. Okay, we're over the spark plug deal. The Infernal Craftsman, aka Adele clamps, aka P clamps. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just kind of reading through it, Dave. Just kind of reading through it. Paul, yeah, 30%, yeah. Let's see. Stressed out. I see that Atlanta Dragway is going up for sale. Are we going to lose another great track? We are close to Maple Grove, and that is in limbo. Sad state for drag racing fans. Your thoughts? I don't keep up with drag racing much, but that would be disappointing for that to go away. They have all these TV shows. The TV show, what, Street Outlaws, where they supposedly, illegal drag race. I don't really go to. I've only been to one drag race, and it was in Atlanta, so it would be a shame if we lost that. Sam and Lisa Smith. Everyone knows blinker fluid is eye drops. Saline, right? I bet her stressed out after they selling to. Stressed out. Are they selling to developer or someone else to operate? That is a good question. Mach 1, I get tired of them too, and I sell them and regret it later. I'm the king of regret. Yeah. Well, I mean, growing up at my dad's junkyard and watching these cars get crushed and scrapped and destroyed, I couldn't do anything about it. Dave, you could do like you would like doing what that fellow is doing in Peterson's garage. That's exactly what I want to do, Dave. That's exactly what I want to do. That would be fine with me. Just do sheet metal work, send it. Sheet metal work, send it. I'd be very happy with that. Whoops. Grease Rookie Andrew, don't forget, an experienced TV producer, Barry. Maybe the TV thing could be revisited someday. That, it's very possible. Let's see. Chris, here's my thoughts. I want a Ford collection. I'm attached to all of them, but will not get rid of a car for another project. I've had, and Roger can attest to this, hindsight, I lost count how many cars I've had bought and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold and bought some back and sold them again. I was doing that a lot, and nothing, not classic so much, but just regular cars. I think I'm well over 150 or 200 cars that I've had or owned or, whatever. And there will be more. I mean, if somebody come by and wanted to buy my Suburban or whatever, right money, I'd probably sell it. Willie Goodman, have you ever done a video on replacing the rear frame rail on a 65 Mustang or that era? I have not. I have not done a specific one on the rear frame rails. Bubba, hi from Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth area. I'm glad you're here, Bubba. Dave Britton, Freedom Factory 2. I'm not sure what Freedom Factory 2 would be. Is that going to make that the TV show? Chris Greenaway, Bill Crud, they use an abandoned airport lane. Okay. Stressed out. Article said NHRA just wants to sell the track. Man. Yeah. Terry Baptist, maybe Cletus McFarland will buy the Atlanta drag strip. That would be nice. And Bad Harry saying COVID is really hurting the tracks. Yes. So let me go back here, and I'll try to get some of these pictures. Which one did I download already? Well, I'm just going to start pulling pictures off of the ones that were sent to me. And it'll take a minute because they have to go through, go up into space and get back to my computer or something. We all know how that goes. And Dave had sent me some fastback pictures, and Derek had sent me some pictures of a coupe, and also Marshall had sent me some pictures of his project. So we're going to pull that up. Almost there. Got 2 more to go. And then I'll start showing you these pictures. Because it only lets me do one at a time. If I try to do multiples, it just says, nope, you're not going to do that. So I have to go one at a time. Okay. So let me go back and check my email. All right. So Marshall has sent me 2 pictures. Check this out. Let me pull this comment. That's Bad Harry. So there you go. I am correct, right? Marshall sent me that? Yes. He says, car is in mock-up and just blew it back apart. Oh, the process of attempting to do this as well as I can. Yes. So there, that looks pretty cool. I like that. That's sharp. And here's another shot. So it has a cutout valance. That's the fiberglass valance. That's nice. I do like that. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to go that big on the valance that I have. I don't know if I don't know yet. But I do like that. That looks pretty cool. All right, let me go to the other ones. Let's see. Derek Pro sent me these pictures. I think it was Derek, right? Make sure I'm right. Yeah, Derek Pro of his 66 Mustang. Thought you might like to show these updated pics of the pony. She's gone to a new home now, but I will be looking again next year. Came up well for a car with an average paint job. Yeah. Yep, that looks good. Let me go to another shot here. Good looking car. And a nicely detailed engine. Very good. Very nice. And I have the last set of pictures. These are from Dave. And he says, hey, Barry, my first Mustang retro pics, S-Code GT car. So let's pop those up. And that's definitely an old pic. That was a cool car, though. There's the other one. Looks like the dual exhaust tips on either side, right? Double outlets on the exhaust. That makes like an extra 3 horsepower. That's what I hear. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Paul, Maryland has lost 75 to 80. Has lost 75-80 in Capitol Raceway Park. Capitol in 2019. Not a popular thing due to the cars produced today. Yeah, that is another thing too. Is more modern cars aren't as appealing. I think people like to see the old stuff racing, but that could just be my opinion. I know I'd rather see an old Mustang or Camaro or Dodge Dart, anything, running down a drag strip. Chris, my dad had a friend who died at 22. He had traded 100 cars, had 50 cars in a lot when he passed. Wow, that's a lot of cars for somebody at 22 years old. But sorry to hear he lost. I'm sorry to hear that he passed away. I mean, probably could have had a lot more going on for him. Derek Pro saying it looks mean. He's talking about the 66. Yep, you're welcome, Derek. Notice the snow tires on it. That was the day I brought it home. Now that I did not even notice that, Dave. Kind of hard to tell in the pictures. Snow tires on a fastback. You can put that under the thing, things you don't see category, or things you may never see again. David and Cheryl, we have 80-something people watching and only 61 likes. Come on, people, hit the like button. Yep, definitely hit the like button. All right, let me see where I'm at here on this. Okay. Let me see where I'm at. I have Dave sent me a picture. See if I can't get that downloaded real quick. We'll take a look at that as well. Click, 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 click. Come on. There you go. So that's what you're working with. That you want to come back on, Dave? I can bring you back to the stream if you want. Nope. Are you there, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what you're dealing with. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what the cross piece is, but the floor support doesn't look that bad. Obviously, the floor pan is gone, and it looks like it was replaced previously because there's a weld line up on that right side, up on the tranny tunnel.
There's like 2 layers of metal, sheet metal,
okay,
on the trans hump, and then going towards the toe board.
Okay, so it's been worked on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, are you going to go back with regular floor pans, or are you going to do like a one-piece floor pan?
I was going to do the one piece, but I talked myself out of it. Plus, with the COVID and getting shipments, so I did find a pair of Spectrum right and left side.
Okay.
So this piece goes up on top of that transmission.
That strap piece?
Yes, it's actually tack welded onto the trans mount of the 4-speed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's kind of bizarre.
So my plan is to take that off. It's such a thin piece of metal.
Sure.
It must be, and then put the pans in. Do they make a trans patch, sheet metal patch? Because it was the automatic turned into a 4-speed, and the gaping holes and the sheet metal's torn up really bad.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I actually. Oops, sorry. I pulled you off the streamer for a second. Hold on.
Yes.
I have a piece that I salvaged. I have a tranny tunnel that I salvaged from a automatic car. Now I don't know what the odds are of you finding one that was
correct,
salvaged or whatever. But I wasn't even going to save it until a friend of mine said, "Hey, are you going to cut that out?" Because I cut up a car. It was pretty bad. And he said he wanted it, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll cut it out for you." So I got it out, and then he was like, "I don't know that I need it." I said, "Well, it's sitting outside."
Yeah, okay.
But that may be an option for you.
What do you think of those rust encapsulators to spray in there?
I did a video on that. I've done a video on that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll check that tonight.
It's on the convertible. I actually did I feel like a pretty decent video on it. I have, I think it's Eastwood was the company, rust encapsulator.
Yes.
I did a demonstration video on that, and shown. And usually, what people have suggested is do 2 coats. Like do 1 coat, let it dry for a period of time, and then do the second coat because it kind of runs a little bit. But
yes, it does. Yes.
I actually have a video on that. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'll
and
check that out.
I did a cutaway. I took an old rusty rocker panel and I cut it so that it was exposed, and then
Right.
I wrapped it in plastic so you could see the spray coming through the rocker panel.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, and then I took I have another section where it's still enclosed, and I took one of my cameras and I snaked it inside, and it has a swivel head on it, so that I can look around and show the coating. So
like a 3-dimensional.
well, yeah. So
Cool. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I only have like, a couple of videos on YouTube.
Right.
I think to the tune of about 650. So
I do remember the Mystique.
yes, yep.
I go back to that.
And there was another one prior to that. It was a light blue Mustang, and then all the videos prior to that were like at the body shop.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that stuff is related to the body shop. But yeah, I think I'm up to 650 videos.
That's great. Fantastic.
On
Keep
this,
up the good work.
Thank you.
Keep
All
up
right.
the good work.
I'll let you go if you want to hang out. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna pull you off.
Okay.
Nice talking to you though.
Same here.
Okay, so he's hanging out in the background, and that's fine. That's cool. Let's see where we're at. Let's see. Rick Stevenson, thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Rick. Chris, it's an expensive hobby. My cousin has a Nova run in Delaware. He just got a new motor on a new crate engine. He's got a new motor or a new crate engine. Buy a classic, then mod it for safety, certify it, then race it. Yeah, it adds up quick. No mechanical mishaps. Yeah, if you don't have any failures, right? Mach 1, thumbs up. Thank you. Derek, have to go, guys. All the best to you and everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Yes, Roger says, thanks, Derek. Merry Christmas to you and to you too. Warren, Barry, just want to wish you and your family Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you. Same to you, man. The Infernal Craftsman, there's no tunnel repair sheet metal, not even a repair section for the shifter hole. I know as I needed one. Yep. Maybe it's a good thing that I saved that chunk. Bad Harry says, put a one-piece floor in it. You will love it. And that's what I was going to lean towards, Dave. I like the idea of the one-piece because it eliminates all that. You don't have any weld seams. All you have is a perimeter. The spot welds going into the floor support and a smooth transition. So I understand the COVID and not being able to get parts. Maybe I don't know what the timeline is on the return when you have to order and maybe something shows up, but it is still something to consider. Yikes. Stress Out says, what a mess, Dave. Cut out all the extra metal. I have not seen any shifter patches. Find a donor car. Yes. Wayne Warrior Barry also did a video with POR and an air gun on Jade, which is basically another rust encapsulator. That is true. So I did another video where I think it was a Port 15 or chassis saver. It was one of the two on Jade, where I'd exposed where the when I had a wheelhouse out. I think I took syringes, like just generic syringes, not like real syringes, but like work syringes, where you would mix something up and squeeze it out. Anyway, I pulled up the chassis saver Port 15 and I shot it deep into the rocker panel. And then I took a long wand on an air hose and just blew the paint so that it blew all the way up into the rocker panel. And then I was able to blow it all the way all over the place. So it was another way of doing it that worked out pretty well. Good observation. Thank you for that. Give you a bell. Warren, I'll be looking for more help after the new year when my house is finished on the Mustang. Cool. Dave, full floor from firewall to tail is now $4,800 here. Dang, in Canada? I ain't moving to Canada. Wow. For this, just a center section? You're talking about just a tranny tunnel and the floor pans? Maybe I need to, box up a whole bunch of those and send them Merry Christmas present, right? See what I can get for them. Winged Warrior, Dave, I would cut out the tunnel and then fab repair patches as required. No one piece, no tunnel. Well, yeah, I mean, if you can make it happen, it's another way. It's a good way to do it. BP Jones, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Clark, for 1966 trans tunnel, he's better off buying a complete floor and cutting it up. That is another option. But the hard part is getting it from what we're gathering. Dave and Cheryl, our main problem is how to remove the floor pan and both doors and keeping it together like straight. You know, there was, I was just on a Mustang forum. I think it's the Mustang forum or whatever, Vintage Mustang forum. And I saw pictures of a guy who, what he did is he used 1-inch square tubing. And in fact, it was overkill on this because it was a coupe. The coupes aren't going to really move anywhere, but he did a fantastic job. And he built a cross bracing grid to where when he took the doors off, he built brackets that bolted to where the hinges were, built plates, and then triangulated 2 pieces of 1-inch square tubing back to where the mount point was for the striker. So that keeps the A and B pillar from coming together. And then he did a cross brace from the pinch weld on the driver's side A pillar to the pinch weld on the passenger side B pillar. And then did the same thing on, created an X. So if you think about it, it's kind of like building when you have a building. The strongest building has multiple angles in it, So if you can come up with a multiple angle bracing to tack weld in, you don't have to be permanent welds. I mean, just tack weld it nice so it can't break loose. And then that'll help keep everything rigid and in place. That's a good question, though. Robert, Summit carries the one-piece floor pan for $400. Not bad for what you get. If not Summit, there, call around to any place selling resto parts and see if they will order you to avoid shipping. So there's an idea, Dave. I don't know how close you are to Summit, but pick it up from Summit, that way you don't pay shipping. That's what I've been doing lately. If I need parts, I'll put a bulk order at Summit, and then I'll just go pick it up. Chris, my parts have been arriving crazy fast compared to you guys. It seems I work with Firebird Central in Tennessee. Had one bad customer experience with a lost parcel. Never had an issue since. Cool. Good. Dave, full floor with rails. Now, I don't know if you're talking about the one-piece pan, Dave, or is that what you're referring to? I'm assuming it's what you're referring to. The one with all the, like I put in the Brooklyn Pony. I'm assuming you're talking the whole, okay. 4,800, yeah, because I think here in the States it's around 2,900. Wayne Warrior, man, if you don't buy the one piece, you get no tunnel. If you don't buy the one piece, you get no tunnel. Yes. Yeah, you got to have, it's better. I like the idea of the one piece with the tunnel. I mean, it just makes it cleaner. Wayne Warrior Barry, I know a guy who makes cradles and jigs for replacing the rockers, floors, etc. I'll bet. CJ Pony, $389 in stock. So there you go, Dave. $389. And I think if it's over $250, it's supposed to be free shipping, I believe. Wayne Warrior, Cheryl, I will share how I did it. If you would benefit, ask Barry for my email. So there you go. Dave Britton, yes, okay. Chris, my cousin did that, welded up a grid from the firewall to the trunk, then a B-pillar pinch weld. Then he did rear quarters, put a piece of wood to the roof, connected to the concrete. Yep. It's just, like I said, it's like doing a building or building a scaffold. Scaffolding isn't inherently, it's not complicated, but it's very strong because it's all triangulated. It's kind of like a roll cage in a car. You have points that triangulate and create, a box environment. So, yeah, if we can do that, Dave, we can get Dave and Cheryl share an email there or something. But I was on that forum, and like I said, the guy did a great job on it. and I could probably find it and maybe send you a link, because there's nothing to joining that forum. I've recently, joined that forum, so we'll see what I can come up with there. RMD 67 Mustang versus 67 Camaro. That depends. There's a lot of variables there. I like them both, to be honest. I can't put myself in one corner and say, I only like Fords, I only like Chevys, I only like Dodge. I just can't. They've all got a place. But I like them both. I don't know if I could pick one over the other. David Sure, we don't have much frame rail on, I think, the driver's side. Yeah. Well, you can still, if the car is still straight, now's the time to get in there and create that box system. Bad Harry, Dave, talk to me. I have a guy that gets me the best prices in Canada. Okay, so that's Bad Harry referring to Dave Britton. I think Dave maybe was just checking the prices. I'm not sure, but maybe that's the case. If you need it, Dave, Bad Harry can help you out with that. We have a lot of Daves on here tonight. A lot of Davids. So, and David, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Dave. Dave Britton, I think, is the one we're referring to there. Wayne Warrior likes sweet cars and people who have fun enjoying them. Yes. Chris Greenaway, we can't have them all, but if we do the work, we can afford more than the guy who goes to the mechanic for everything. That is tremendously true. I had somebody comment on one of my repair videos, because along with all the, bodywork stuff and Mustangs and Camaros and Chevelles and whatever I've worked on, I do maintenance videos. They're changing brakes out, changing an alternator, starter, tie rod end, various modern vehicles. My daughter's Kia that I rebuilt or replaced the oil seals in, which was a nightmare. And somebody commented that they took their Tahoe or Blazer or Suburban to the dealer to get new brake pads put on it. And they said just brake pads. I'm pretty sure they commented that it was $580 is what they wanted to charge for putting on brake pads. Just pads, no rotors, just putting pads on. And they said, I'm going to do this myself. Once they saw my video, they're like, oh, that's all it is? I can do that. So saved them a bunch of money, which is good. Mach 1 off topic. Sorry, but did they make a hood tack for a 351? I don't know about that. Can't answer that question. Terry, how about a classic Bronco project? Sure. I'd love to do a Bronco. Need a sponsor, but I'd love to do a Bronco. Clark Clifford, a.k.a. Dave. Winged Warrior Dave wannabe. Chris, Mach 1 dealer option or dealer equipment. Talking about the tack. 777 Mini idea, J Daddy's quality parts. Yeah. Well, I tell you, all I need is several $1 million to break even. Bad Harry's brake jobs are the bread and butter for most garages. They are. And that's why, like I said, my videos, I did my son's Mazda 3. And that's probably the most popular brake video that I've done. And, lots of detail, lots of information, as I normally do. I know I did brake jobs previously on other cars, and a lot of people wanted, more information. So I had to readjust how I did, my videos, some of my videos, because it's, I can't assume, which I make the mistake of occasionally. I can't assume that people have the basic, some of the basic understanding of some of the work, Oh, we have Jeff, JK66 Mustang. Sent me a sticker, super sticker. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me see if I can get these other pictures. I don't know what my limit is for pictures, but Bad Harry sent me some more pictures. See if I can get this other ones up here. I think I have room for one more. Let me find out. Okay. So Bad Harry sent me some pictures. We'll go for the first one. Flashback 50 years ago, me at the drag track Cobra Jet engine is a dad's friend's car. So that's this picture right here. Okay. So that's you holding a little trophy there, I would assume. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then the next one is two Mustangs from 14 years ago. One was a drag car and one was a street car. Oh, wow. Yeah. I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. You know, I'm not necessarily a fan of that era, but I do have an affection for the, do I dare say, Ellen or car, style, the yellow with the black. I do like that. And then the last one he sent me says this one I missed the most. 66 fastback, 27 years ago, all original 2+2 with 69,000 original miles and deluxe pony interior. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you for missing that. That's pretty cool. We all seem to have those cars somewhere in our life that we miss. And of course, the one for me will just always by default be my dad's 69 Mach 1. But, things happen. Life goes on. Drive on, right? Yep. Dave Conville. Dave here. Somebody call me. Roger, Barry had a classic Bronco project once. It sold before he even started on it. Yeah, it did. Robert, when I win the lottery, I guess I need to buy a ticket at some point for that to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, man. Chris, I hope to get more comfortable with classics as my car is near perfect as seen just working the interior. I need a car that needs everything. I feel I lucked out with the formula. Yeah, you did. You did. Okay. We have Dave and Cheryl. We have a Dodge, Ford, and Chevy taking up all the main manufacturers. Good deal. Clark, Dave Combo. I think Dave was asking for you. Infernal Craftsman. Yeah, the Burn Bronco. Yep. Samuel Lisa Smith. Good night, guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Glad you were here. Winged Warrior, old movie quote. Dave's not here. Yeah, we know that movie. We know that movie. Let's see. Yep, Burn Bronco. RMD is saying Ford Torino GT. Okay, yep. The comments are coming in after the pictures, so it's kind of got to get caught up. Bad Harry's, you could ask Barry to give you my email if you don't mind, and you could get in touch with me that way. Thanks. Okay, so I've got to make some loops here with people. I've got to make connections with Dave. Let me just see if I can do this. Let me just see while I'm thinking about it. While I'm here and thinking about it, because otherwise I might just forget. There's a lot going on, lots to keep up with. So I just sent Harry, Bad Harry, the email for Dave. I hope the right Dave. So let me know if you got that, Bad Harry. and we'll keep driving on. Paul Straney, steer clear of Eastwood. Check out KBS Coatings. That could be an option. I've not heard of KBS, but we'll see what we can. So anybody else has any input on KBS? Darren Powell, 2005 Mazda 3 cabin filters are the worst. Very labor intensive to remove. Workshop would charge at least 2 hours of labor. Wow. I don't know if my son's is a 2006, I think. I don't know if we've changed that. I don't know. I think we did. I think. Something tells me we did. But I don't remember how hard it was. Chris, I'm keeping the one I will regret selling the Formula. Yeah. Bad Harry's, I don't have regrets. I have great memories. That is the way to look at it. And that's probably how I should be approaching all these cars that I'm building, the ones on my own. I know there's a guy that I follow. He's the one that had the he's on Instagram. He had bought the John Wick Mustang and the Chevelle and then the John Wick crash car. And I follow him on Instagram, and he is constantly like flipping cars. He's buying this and selling it and buying another one and selling it. And I'm like, oh man, because he's able to get them, I guess, at a good deal. I don't know. I'm sure or else he wouldn't be doing it. But kind of like the idea of having it for at least a period of time and then passing it on, maybe. Terry met a guy who loaned his car out and it got wrapped around a tree. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Chris, how do you feel? How do you feel on the Gran Torino movie body style? Not my favorite, to be honest. They just look, to me, they look bloated. It's kind of like the Starsky and Hutch car, whatever that was. I don't know what it was. It was some. What was that thing? It was a Ford, wasn't it? Was it a Torino? I don't know. They just look like bulky. It's kind of like the Chevelle. The Chevelle kind of has a bulky feel to it. The quarters hang out. Even some of the AMC stuff, were kind of feel bulky to me. It's just me. And maybe it's just, my visualization of it. But that's just how I look at those. Bad Harry, got it. Cool. Good. All right. So now Bad Harry and Dave are hooked up. We'll get David and Cheryl hooked up with Winged Warrior in a little bit. Paul, if you buy a KBS black top coat, make sure you open the can up before you leave the counter. I've had 7 cans that were solidified. Good observation, Paul. Good observation. Better, Dave, Barry, if you could find the exact same Mustang, would you pay more than it was worth to get it back? I would for mine. I would. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, it seems kind of ridiculous, but I probably would. I've talked about that car, that 69 Mach 1. And, the thing is, and I'll relate this again, but the thing is, whenever, like with kids and parents and stuff, parents say things and kids take that as the gospel. I mean, whatever a parent says, that's what they're like, kids hang on to that. And so, at the time when my dad had it and we were growing up, that was supposed to be my car. That was always supposed to be my car. And it never happened. It never happened. And I know I've related this, I think. Basically, car had 16,000 miles on it, original tires. It was all original. And I still don't quite grasp the idea that my dad had, whether he thought it was a good idea. But, all the time growing up, I was trying to get that car and do everything right and be the good kid and whatever. And finally, I think it was my senior year of high school. And all these years of him saying that was going to be my car. And I came home from school one day, and the car was in front of the garage. I got off the school bus, and I was like, he finally did it. He finally committed to getting the car out for me to drive. Well, the car was in front of the garage, our main shop, and I walked over to him. He called me over, and I walked over, and Dad said, "I want you to get in the car and drive it to the top of the hill," which was about at least a quarter mile, maybe 3/8 of a mile. He said, and this is what we lived on, a kind of a hard packed dirt road. He's like, "I want you to drive it to the top of the hill and bring it back." I'm like, "Okay." He's just testing me, wants to see if I can drive this car. So I get in the car, drive it to the top of the hill, and I'm on cloud nine. I'm just a giddy kid. Drive to the top of the hill, turn the car around, drive it back down, and I'm high as a kite. I'm so excited and happy. And I get down to the garage, and when I get there, there's a guy standing beside my dad. I was like, "Where did this guy come from? I didn't even see him here." And my dad says, "All right, get out of the car." And I was like, "Okay." I got out of the car. That guy jumped in the car, and just up the road where I couldn't see it when I was on the school bus, there was a truck and a trailer. And so he drove that car on that trailer, and that was the last I ever saw of the Mach 1. So I still have a place in my heart for that car, and I would, I'd probably do whatever it took to find that car and get it back. But, I just I can't question what was in my dad's mind, why he thought that was a good idea. I think it would have been smarter if he had just sold it instead of the last minute torture. If he would have just sold it and I come home and like, "Where's the Mustang?" Well, I sold it. What? But anyway. So yeah, I would try to get it back. Bad Harry had the 66 for fastback for 15 years. That's a good length of time for anything, for cars. David and Cheryl, hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night, everyone. Glad you were here, and I'll get with you on email. We'll get that shared. Joe Andy Ortiz, Ford or Dodge? Depends on the car. I mean, I like certain Fords. I like certain Dodges. I used to have a 67 Plymouth Belvedere, which falls in the Dodge category. So there's a lot of them I like. Terry Baptist, 74 Gran Torino, the Starsky and Hutch car, the striped car. Yeah. Yep. Dave and Cheryl would like the email for all the info and videos. Yep. I will see what I can get together. Dave, we are sentimental fools, I guess. Yeah. Tomato. Okay. Trying to see if I'll say tomato. Jack Crane, I have electric vacuum pump. Okay. I'm not sure did I miss a question? Oh. On my 2007 Chevy Silverado has a big cam, and yet the vacuum not stay on my brakes becomes trash. Is there anything I can do? Did you add a vacuum? He says you have an electric vacuum bump. Have you added a vacuum canister? That's usually a thing that everybody adds to help create a canister to hold vacuum secondary to your booster. So have you looked into that is probably the question. Chris, I don't really like Mustangs. Everyone does. Am I like odd or off the beaten path cars because you just don't see them? Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. Jake is asking if there's a way to bypass the switch on your Silverado. Are you talking about the vacuum? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Warren, 72 Ford Torino. Okay. So you're talking about the Starsky and Hutch car. Chris, your cars are different, interested, but seem to be interested in Torinos, Cougars, Montegos. Yeah. Oh. He says, my Ford just hauled a Cummins out of the snow, and he got mad. Winged Warrior, thanks, Barry. Merry Christmas all. Treat each other well. Later. Yes. Please do. Dave, I sold my Mustang because my dad was going to put it in the crusher while I was at school. Obviously, we did not get along well. That sounds kind of familiar. Gordon, good thing you don't have daddy issues. Yeah. You know, it just, this isn't the first time that something like that occurred. You know, there were cars that I built with the promise of them, you know, at the junkyard. I built stuff, and my dad would say, yeah, I'd say, can I build this car and keep it? Yes. If you want to build it, go ahead. I'd build the car, and then I'd come home from school and it was gone. And I said, where's my car? And he says, I sold it. Well, give me the money. He said, no, that was my money. That's my car. Okay. All right. So that's what I lived with, honestly. Yeah, nice. Night all from Robert. Got a film edit and smoke a rack of ribs tomorrow. Not in the actual order of importance, though. Yeah, I'm glad you were here. Rack of ribs sounds really good. We'll go back to that. Where was that at? Do I still have it in here? He sent me. Yep, there he goes. That's what he sent me before. The rack of ribs. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to the comments. Bad Harry, the price to buy a nice fastback in Canada, $50,000, $80,000, a lot more than what I sold for. Yeah, they're all going up. Darren Powell, you sent an email of my car. Let's see. Sent you an email of my car that got away here in Australia, Ford Fairmont EX ESP. Let me see if I can pull that up. Oh, wait a minute. It must have to go up to satellite because it's not showing up. I don't see that. I don't see an email yet. We'll give it a second. Maybe it'll come back. KG. Got my 65 Mustang when I was 14. Had it 30 years. I'll never sell my first car and have those regrets. I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all. You have helped me, Jazzy Girl. You helped me so much in my auto body shop class in my school. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You know, it's funny. I had somebody comment because I did that video where I showed, you know, body shop, you know, tips and tricks, a silver little whatever it was, and I beat out that fender and put filler on it and sanded it and shaped it and everything. And I've had several people are like, you know, why don't you just replace the fender for $40? It's like, well, it's not about replacing the fender. It's about techniques. You know, like if you do that on a quarter panel, you're going to cut off the quarter panel on the back? No. And some people that were like, this is stupid. You know, well, you're wasting your time. And it's like, it's not about the fender. It's about learning how to do things. And I couldn't believe people were like bent out of shape over it. But for the, most part, I've had great comments on almost everything that I post, thankfully. Ronald Bell, good night all. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Dave, Jazzy Girl will get an A. Yep. Clark had a Mach 1, went into the military. Parents sold it and bought an 82 Honda Civic because the Mustang leaked oil. 32,000 miles on it. That's just wrong. But that, I think I've mentioned it before, though. When I went in the military, I had a 72 Chevy long bed that I built. And it was just, it wasn't anything special. Just a 72 Chevy long bed. I converted it to a 4-speed from a 3-speed manual, changed out the seats, put a step-side bed on it, and then went to the military. And I came home on leave, and I left it at the junkyard, right? But it was off the path. It was not in the junkyard. It was off to the side. And my brother, out of love, sold all the parts off of it. So I've had great influences. But my brother, I came home on leave. I don't know, it was the first leave or second leave. I came home and the bed was gone. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you left it here. You owe me for storage. So he was selling off my truck because I owed my brother for storage of my truck on the junkyard property. So he ended up selling off everything. He sold off the whole front clip, the doors, the seat, the transmit. I mean, it was just a cab on a frame when I finally, got out of the military, and it was gone. So, yeah, I've had some great family situations. Dale, I bought my 67 Mustang in 71 junior year. Daughters drove it to school, and I used it for delivery car for business. Still have it 269,000 miles later, waiting to get it back from painter. That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. Okay, I still don't see this. Whoever sent me the picture, I didn't get it. Unless I'm missing something. I did not get that picture. And that was where was it at? I forget who showed it. They sent me the picture, but hold on. Where's it at? I don't know where it went. Darren sent me an email. It didn't show up. I hope you sent it to the right email, which is down here in the bottom of the screen, because it's not showing up. Let me look again. No. Well, let me look. Maybe it's here in an older email. Nope. I have a picture of you with a Mustang in an older email. So I don't know where it went. Let me pull this back off here. Okay. Still a lot going on. Still have 79 people watching, and we're getting close to quitting time. Getting close. Doug Vanderwell checking in. Glad you're here. Terry, 68 Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock sounds awesome. I would agree with that. Chris, I don't understand how people only have one classic car. My buddy's Duster is a high quality build, but he builds and helps on other projects. So yeah, that's the thing is, if he's able to vent, and go on different tangents, that helps a lot. Crash Rider, knowledge is power. Yes. 777 Smitty, well, your family would sell anything for $1. Yeah. In fact, I was looking, I mentioned before about having a 70 notchback. It was a 6-cylinder car that I rebuilt. That was my first Mustang I rebuilt. And I mean, I was like 16, 17 years old, so it wasn't spectacular. But I was looking through that video that I found earlier. I mentioned about the video at the junkyard. And off in the distance, you can see my 70 coupe. For some reason, my brother used a forklift and put it up on top of like a bread truck. What was the purpose of that? I don't know. But it's not like I could get it down. So, it's long gone. It got crushed. I don't understand what the idea was with that, but it's in the video. Let's see. Bad Harry's, my cars are not trailer queens. If I'm not driving or using it, it gets sold. And that's kind of how I should probably be approaching things that I do. I tend to get, the more I work on them, the more I get attached to them. But money talks. Kuderlev, 36 years and counting with my 66, which is my first car I had. I had so many people tell me about their Mustangs they regretted selling. I listened, held on to mine. Now priceless to me. Cool. That is cool. 36 years. Yeah. Probably the only car that and I say this. Oh, Ed Cucciarella. Sorry I'm late. Was under the 66 Ranchero. Okay. Glad you're here. I think, the only car that I say I can't sell is my Model A, my grandfather's Model A. But the difficulty with that is, what do I do with it? Because, I have 2 sons and a daughter, and I don't think any of them are really interested in the Model A. Or if they're, want to work on it or fix it or drive it. I just don't see it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to have to sell it, but it may come to that. It may come to that at some point. I can't say any of my siblings would end up with it because I have too much invested in it. You know, they would have to buy it from me for what I have in it. And, you know, I wouldn't just say, here, it's yours now. No. So anyway, we'll see. Rick Stevenson, I've been admiring my GT40 while watching the live stream. Thank you, Barry. You're welcome, Rick. Give you a bell for that. DP, Barry, give me your brother's address and I'll TP his house for you. Yeah. Yep. Dave, were your cars out of the junkyard inventory or did you buy them independently? I use the question in quotes because it seems nobody else thought they were yours. Well, here's the thing, Dave. They were inventory at a point, but when you say to your dad, hey, I want to rebuild this car and then drive it and make it, you know, I want to own it. And he would agree to that and then never live up to it. The only one that I owned was the 72 Chevy truck that my brother sold all the parts off of. In fact, my dad borrowed my truck one time. I mentioned this before, and he wrecked it. Lost control of it and wrecked it. Wiped out the whole right side of the bed. And I said, what are you going to do about it? He said, I'm not doing anything about it. You're going to fix it. And I said, what do you mean? He said, it's your fault that I wrecked this truck. It's your fault that I wrecked your truck because of the tires I had on it. That's how that got processed. It's your fault. So the other ones, but like I said, it was supposed to be, you know, a deal. Dad, I want to do this. And then, no, didn't happen. Dave, Barry, what car have you personally owned the longest? Is it the Model A? Mine is my V8 Pontiac Aster, 29 years and counting. Well, yeah, it would have to be the Model A. Yeah. Because, the Model A I took possession of in 2006. Yeah, end of 2006, I took possession of the Model A. So everything else came after that. Everything else. The Mustangs, everything else came after that. So the Model A was the vehicle that I've owned the longest. Now there's another vehicle I regret selling is my 72 Chevy 4x4. Short bed, factory 4x4. It was a forestry truck. In fact, that shows up on my junkyard video. But, you know, I still look for that truck. In fact, I still have the title for that truck. I sold it in Georgia under a bill of sale, but I have the title for that truck. And I've checked. It's not been registered since I sold it. So, Warren, I will send you a picture of my first car. It was a 67 Ford Mustang, 6-cylinder, 3-speed. The one I have now is a V8 289 automatic. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Okay, let me see here. I'll download that picture, Darren. For some reason, it flagged your email. And one more from Harry. Okay. So let me Terry Baptist, hope you have a Merry Christmas. Thank you, sir. Let me get over here to my branding. Download. We got 2 more pictures I'm pulling up. And we'll take a look at Darren's car, hopefully. Oh, it's a video clip. Wait a minute. Is that a video clip? Because that may change things. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. Nope. Why is it doing that? All right. Let me try this again. Oh. Where's it at? Okay. Now I don't know where it went. Something's out of sync here because it's trying to download something from a long time ago. All right, let me go back to the comments real quick. Crash Rider. I have my first car, 1949 Plymouth Business Coupe. I've had it for 60 years. It will never be sold by me for any amount of money. I like that. All right. I'm gonna go back. Darren. Let me see if I can get this right here. I don't know why it's fighting me on this. It's still not doing it. It's not showing. Yeah, it's like doing these weird. No. I don't know what's wrong. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Why did it change? It tried to do it as a video. All right, I'm getting close. That should be. I think I'm getting one. All right, so it's really messing with me now. I'm getting close. I'm figuring it out. I don't know why it's fighting me. And okay. Sorry for the confusion. Darren has sent me this. And when we, it's a photo. And he pointed out that, let me see if I can find his comment. It was way up here. Okay, says, send me an email of my car that got away in Australia, Ford Fairmont XE ESP. And this car he bought when he was 19, came factory with a 351 Cleveland and 4-speed. Rebuilt the motor myself and added a Sig Urson TQ20 cam, extractors, and Holley 600 vacuum secondaries. This made a big difference in the drivability of the car. Hoping you see. Oh, yes. This is the car that got away from me. I sold it in 2004 for $12,000. One sold last week here in Australia for $150,000. Unbelievable. You know, that's we don't have anything that looks like that here in the States. I can tell you that. Nothing. Let me go to the next one. And this was from Bad Harry. See what the comments are. He sent me. Where did it go? I forget. Oh, let me see what he said in the comment. That might make it easier. Okay, 5 years ago with my race car, I still have it. That's cool. That's a good Christmas photo too. That's pretty cool. All right. Let me pull that off. All right. Okay, we're well past 2 hours and it's getting late. Let me move up here a second and see. Doug, here's an idea. Keep the Model A, sell it when you turn 70, and then donate the money to some charity that you decide with your kids. All of you will get some joy out of it and bless some nonprofit. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Chris, I think you should let go of Brooklyn Pony. People ask all the time, you've lost motivation. Jade and your wife's first. No, actually, I haven't lost motivation. It came down to parts. Came down to getting, getting stuff that I need to finish the project. And I hate to say that, but that's kind of what it's come down to is, because the last thing I did on it, I did those rocker, mounted the seatbelts, did the rocker panels. And it was like, I need parts, because I want to get the brakes taken care of. I want to get the underside of the car done before I move up to the top and finish out the bodywork. So just became kind of a hindrance. And I decided, well, I have Jade sitting here. People want content. I can't sit here and do a trivial video on something small just to throw something out there. I want to keep stuff moving. So that's why I jumped on Jade and just started, make progress, make videos. 777, any grandchildren of your dad's that would be interested in granddad's car? Well, no. I mean, the only one in the line, from my grandfather's line, there's a girl that's my age or a woman that's my age. Actually, all the other grandkids are, my age, but none of them would have really any interest in it because they're not involved with it. So, but we'll figure it out when that time comes. Let's see. My goal is to have a collection that my niece and nephew will inherit, or my kids, granted, sell them for further times. Okay. Dave, getting late in the show. Have a Merry Christmas, Barry. As always, thanks for doing all this. You're welcome, and thank you, Dave. Let's see. Adrian Hernandez. Hi, I am Mexican. I don't speak English, but I like your channel. I respect and follow you. Well, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Gracias, my friend. Gracias, amigo. I guess I should say. Bill, Barry just swapped out my 206 cylinder for a 92302. My 3-speed manual is not sufficient anymore. Do you recommend a T5 or 4-speed top loader? The T5 is probably going to be your best bet just because it gives you overdrive, better fuel economy. Top loader 4 speeds, they're not cheap either. So also, Terry, what is that, a 4-door Mustang? No, that was an EXP. Australian vehicle. Gordon, good night, Barry. Looking forward to seeing that Joe Daddy grill on Jade. I'm going to have to look into that. I'll have to get with RC Guy Garage. He's got a 3D printer that might be. Actually, I've got. You know what? I've got an access through a friend who can probably make one out of metal for me. 3D printed metal. Might have to try to pull some strings on that one. Dave, thanks. Thumbs up. Good night, all. Thanks, Dave. Grease Rookie. Good night, everyone. Doug Vanderwall. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yep. And Roger, Chris, Brooklyn is a customer car. The customer provides the parts. Yes. Okay. We'll call it a night. I think I may try to do a Thursday. Still may try to pull that off. It's Christmas Eve, but Thursday afternoon. What are you doing? Wrapping presents? Probably what I'll be doing. But I will, if I do decide to do a Thursday afternoon, I'll post a link on YouTube that'll show up, and then we can go from there. So Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Dave, I'm glad you were on the chat with me. And, this is great, sharing pictures and information and answering questions. And we're going to keep this thing going as long as we can. Again, thanks to those that are patrons. Thanks for those that are using, Amazon, buying shirts and cool mugs and stuff like that. So that's going to be it. Once again, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.